Hi. Today I'm going to talk about my experience at basic training. So I left for basic training October 8th, 2019. I went down to Fort Leonard, Missouri. When you go to basic training, you start at reception, which is basically paperwork, paperwork, paperwork. Like lots of paperwork to go down there to do that stuff. But anyway, when you get there, you hand them everything that's yours, your phone, any personal items that you brought with you. So, yeah, your phone, because you don't get your phone at all during reception except for the day before you ship to go to your company, per se. But when I arrived at 43rd, that's what mine was called. I was in Bravo Company. I was like, okay, it's gonna be fun. I get to meet some of the people that's gonna be with me there. When you get there, I probably forget that, but I'm sorry. Um, they're like, okay, this is when it's your first day, they're like, this is what you're doing today. You're going to go through like medical stuff, get shots, dental, because if there's anything wrong with your teeth when you're at, you know, into training, you can go to the dentist. They'll be like, oh yeah, you have a dentist appointment you have to go to. Yeah, you're getting these teeth pulled. I never had that happen to me, and I was kind of surprised. Um, Shots, they're weird because it's like they give you a lot. The one I didn't have to do, which was like, good job for me being allergic to stuff, was a shot that they do in your butt. um, but anyway, when I was there, I was kind of didn't really make friends. Not really many people talked to me. It was mostly like, oh hi, hey, be my battle buddy. I have to use I have to use the restroom. And you're like, okay, you get up, you go with them, because when you're in the army, you can't go anywhere without a battle buddy. Unless you're in the barracks and, well, in your sleeping area and you're like, oh, you're not doing anything. You're like, I'm going into the bathroom. You're in the bathroom because everybody's in there. But if it's, you know, you can't go anywhere without a battle buddy. If you do, you get in trouble. But it was cold in there a lot in that building. I hated it. The food at reception was not great at all. Like, I don't think I barely ate. I think I lost, probably that's why I lost like some weight because I barely ate when I was there. It, I mean, I ate like my normal amount, you know, but when you're there, you get 3 meals a day. You get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then before bed, you get these protein bars that they give you, which weren't that bad. I mean, I didn't eat. I ate it the first time they gave us, and then after that, I didn't eat it. And then I'm like, you know, I might try it again. And I'm like, yeah, this really isn't all that bad. It's kind of tasty. Kind of reminds me of candy. It's kind of a candy bar, but it's not. It's a protein bar. Per se. Now, if you really look at it, it's, we shouldn't be consuming it all the time. But you only consume it before you go to bed. When you're there, it's not fun at reception because you're told, oh yeah, you could be there 3 to 5 days. I was there a week. Actually, I was there 8 days. It was horrible because on the weekends you don't do anything because there's no workers. So you're just sitting there reading your blue book the whole time learning. And it's like, okay, give us something to do. Let us go clean something. Keep us busy before we don't go insane. I, fortunately, but it was probably a good thing, I had to be a battle buddy, a permanent battle buddy for a girl who was under a watch, suicidal watch. Well, not really suicidal watch, but, you know, she was under watch, so she always had to have 2 battle buddies with her. 2 same battle buddies there the whole time. We got our own room, which was kind of cool. So we were by ourselves the whole entire time, but our door was always open so that the drill sergeant could always look in there, make sure she was doing okay, because we're sleeping. And not always can we, you know, be like, oh, we hear her moving and wake up. It was always something, you know, we're like, okay. When I was there, I never had to do any fire guard. I only had to do like this one shift. It was like staff duty where you just answered the phone and you're like, yeah, okay, I'll write it down. And that was it. But when I was doing it, nobody called. Well, actually, somebody called, but we didn't know what to do because we didn't really see anything and nobody was answering us. The person that we were trying to ask, because we had a walkie-talkie, and we're like, hey, we have a question. We didn't know what to do. Somebody needed to be picked up from the hospital. We're like, okay, yeah, but we don't know what to do. But never got an answer and don't know if that kid ever got picked up. You probably had to stay there. When it came time for getting our military IDs, we took our pictures, and then later on, I get a talk from the drill sergeant that says, oh yeah, you're gonna have to redo your picture because you're gonna have to dye your hair because it looks like you dyed it before you came here. I, unfortunately, for my hair, I had natural highlights. My hair was blonde, well, right now it's blue, but I had natural highlights in my hair. Like, no, I've never gotten highlights. It's just when I'm in the sun, my hair absorbs it while my skin burns, but I absorbed the natural sunlight and I had highlights. My hair was blonde and I had to pay to get my hair dyed, which I thought was the stupidest thing in the world. I was like, okay. And then I go to redo my picture and the person goes, yeah, your picture was fine. You didn't have, I don't know why they sent you here. I'm like, okay, sir, thank you. And I'm like thinking in my head, okay, drill sergeant, you made me dye my hair, pay $55 to dye my hair just for the CAC people to tell me, yeah, your picture is fine. Really? The day of shipping to go to my company, it's kind of a lot because you're like, okay, you have to carry your bags, and they're big bags. You carry your army bag and then your personal bag. Your army bag's on your back and personal bag's on your front. My personal bag kept falling off of me, and I'm like, oh my god, why does it keep falling off of me? Like in my head, I'm like that. And one of the girls with me goes, oh, it's because your strap isn't tight. I'm like, oh, I said I can't get it. And she's like, I can get it. And she straightened it for me. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Then it came to, and then we're lining up. And they're like, okay, you put your green bag down, or your black bag down first, and then your green bag, and you're going to carry it like that. I'm like, that's stupid. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to argue because I'll get in trouble because she is still a drill sergeant for probably a little bit more. But anyway. I'm carrying it, and she's like, okay, walk. She's like, I'm gonna tell you to walk, and then I'm gonna tell you stop. Because she's like, we gotta get everybody under this thing, so if it rains, your bags are fine. Okay. Going, walk, stop. Walk, stop. When I came up, I was like, God, this is getting heavy, and I made sure that, you know, it was light, each was light, and I'm like, why the fuck did they make us do this? Anyway, so I gotta drop it on my, put it on your feet, which is the stupidest thing. And she's like, okay, go inside, because you guys are gonna go have breakfast. After breakfast, I'm like, okay, now you have to finish anything else that you didn't do. I'm like, I have nothing else. needed. I was like, as far as I can remember, it's like I had anything else to do, so I'm just sitting reading my book, Blue Book, which is basically an army book that shows everything about army. You know, like the ranks, Soldier's Creed, an army song, and some stuff you may see in basic training. So, sitting there, it was about, then we had lunch, and then they made us go line back up, and we're like, okay, take out your driver's license and your social security card. Okay, and show them to the person. And you're standing there holding it, the person's looking like, okay, yeah. I had this guy come up to me, and he's like, Plumber. I said, yes, sir. He's like, are you related to anybody famous? And I'm like, I kind of looked at him, and I'm like, not as far as I know. He's like, well, then you should look it up. So you should look it up. I was like, well, I'm not gonna have my phone for maybe 2 minutes. I wouldn't have time to call anybody and be like, hey, am I related to anybody famous? Or look up, am I related to anybody famous? Anyway, so they had us put our personal bags on the back of the duty truck and put our green bags. And once we did that, we went back to our green bags and put them on a front. And they're like, okay, you're gonna start lining up. We're gonna start putting buses. And you're just like, okay, their drill sergeants are being kind of nice, and you figured they're gonna be kind of mean. You figured they'd be mean at you when it's through it, when you're at reception. You know, them picking you up. Anyway, continuing on, I was like, okay, this isn't bad. It's not bad. I was walking to get on the bus, and I'm like, please let me sit. I'm like, please let me have a seat. Didn't get on the first bus because it got full. And then I'm getting on this other bus, but it was a semi hauling a cattle trailer that looked like a cattle trailer, but was turned into like a seating area. And you're just like, okay, people are getting on. I didn't get a seat. I'm standing when I was being transported. But I got on, and they're like, okay, privates, you can put your bags up there. I'm like, okay, take them off. I had somebody help me because I'm short, and I was like taller than me. But we get there, and they're like, okay, we're gonna start moving. Keep your head down. And you're just like, okay, keep my head down. Alright. You put your head down, and they're like, don't look up till we tell you. And you're like, okay. They're driving, and it felt like a long drive, but it probably wasn't that long of a drive. They're driving, and then they're like, okay, we're here. And you better have a bag when you get off the bus. And we're like, yes, drill sergeant. And we're just kind of like, okay. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can make it through, you know, these 10 weeks. I can do this. Probably the only other part's gonna be the ruck, because I have a bad back. My back hurts a lot. If I have too much weight on it, or, you know, that's having back support. Which I probably should get checked out. But anyway. So the door's open, and they're like, get off the bus! And you're like, holy shit. People are getting off, you're trying to find a bag. You're like, doesn't matter if you don't get your bag, just get a bag. My bag I got was so top heavy that it was falling off my shoulders. And a drill sergeant, I just see her come running up towards me, and I'm like, crap. She saw me drop my bag. She's gonna kill me. I'm gonna die. This is where I die. This is where I die. And she goes, put that bag up. You're my private, and I'm gonna make sure you make it through. Or I can't exactly remember what she said. I was just so scared. Anyway, they made us line up where our platoon color was. I was in the second platoon, which is blue. Coincidence, like my hair's blue now. But they made us line up, and start talking to us, and they're like, does everybody have their bag? And one person raised their hand, and they're like, if you don't have your exact bag, go lay in the back. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just drag this bag because this fucking bag's top heavy. I dragged it back to where I was, and I'm like, I know who it is. She slept under me when she had the bottom bunk, when I had the top bunk at reception. So I knew who she was. It's not like, I don't know who this person is. Somebody give me my bag. I went up, got back in line, and they're like, okay, now you're gonna go back there and get your black bag. Personal bag. I'm like, okay. I kind of sped walk back there because I was like, alright, I'm looking for my bag. I'm like, oh, there's my bag. I put it on my front, and I start walking because it was kind of top heavy. It was kind of top heavy at first, and I was trying to fix it. And then drill sergeant comes up to me. Not the same girl drill sergeant, he's a male drill sergeant. He's like, you better run, private. I'm like, yes, drill sergeant. And I ran. And I ran to my spot. And then they're like, okay, you're gonna find these items and make sure you have them. If you don't find them in this amount of seconds, you're gonna start doing push-ups. I'm like, shit. I'm looking, and I'm like, I'm having a hard trouble finding shit. I'm like, I just did this the other night. I knew exactly where, I should know exactly where everything is. And I'm like, I'm so nervous that I'm going to die. I don't know why I'm saying die. I'm just being dying pain. But after a while, they're like, okay, now you're gonna go upstairs to take your stuff to your bunks. Okay. Well, my platoon was, we're going up, and like, okay, this is your room. I'm like, okay. And one of the girls next to me, I'm like, God, please don't let me get a top bunk. I made sure it was like first and so I could have a bottom bunk, because I was like, I don't want a top bunk because it was so hard when I had a top bunk. I never felt good when I had the top bunk. I was like, it did not make me feel good. Anyway, she goes, okay, you're gonna be there, your bottom bunk. And she goes, so the other girl, this is your top bunk. I'm like, yes, bottom bunk, yay. And she's like, okay, you're gonna take, and we're gonna come back, and you're going to, take everything out, put it everywhere, and then you're gonna go put your personal bags with, your civilian clothes, civilian shoes, anything else personal in the other room, in the closet. I'm like, okay. So we do that, and then we go back outside, and we had to do something else I can't remember. And then they're like, okay, now we're gonna go back and go to the retreat. So we're running because we have to keep up with the drill sergeant. I trip and I fall on the sidewalk. I go, ow. I sat there for a second, and then I hear a male drill sergeant say, get up, private. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm just getting yelled at all day. I got up, and I'm like, okay, I'm scarred. So we go to the train, we go, and they're like, alright, we're gonna line up soon to go to jail. To go learn about travel. We're learning about it, and they're like, okay, whenever you see a drill sergeant, you're supposed to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, greeting of the day. So they make us go to the back of the building and line up in platoons to march to go to the town hall. So we're walking, and drill sergeant's like, we want to take cadence because, we haven't earned it yet. I'm like, oh, God, I like cadence because it helps me stay better and step, because it's like, I can, do it instead of the left, right. So we get there, and then they start having us go in, we wash our hands, we line up, and they're like, okay, elbows up, that stuff, so I get used to it, and I walk up, get my food, get it, I start walking towards the drill sergeant, and he's like, "What's the greeting of the day, Private?" I said, "Good afternoon, drill sergeant." He's like, "No, it's evening, Private." I said, "Good evening, drill sergeant," and I walk. I'm like, oh god. So then we go back, and then after eating, because we had, I'm not gonna mention Jello, because it's an experience. So we go back, and they're like, "Alright, you did good today, Private. Bedtime. Shower time," and we're like, "Okay." So one of our female drill sergeants of our platoon is like, "Okay, grab your towel, your shower shoes, basically carry your laundry back because you gotta shower." I'm like, "Okay." We get our stuff, and they're like, "You only got 30 seconds, 60 seconds to shower." And I'm like, 60 seconds, a minute to shower? Alright. And mind you, earlier, they took all the females' razors. So I'm like, oh god. I'm gonna have some hairy bits. I said, maybe in AIT we'll get her, we'll get razors and stuff. Luckily, the razor I bought and then one I bought wasn't, a really expensive one. It was like a cheap one. It wasn't my one I have at home, which is a pretty expensive one, and I really like it because it really helps, shaving your legs, the underarms. But anyway, we start getting in the shower, and they're like, "Okay, turn the showers on." And we're like, "Oh god." And she's like, "Okay, everybody get in," and she's like, 60, and then we start counting down. She's like, "Everybody better count down." We start count down, and then once you hit 1, you're supposed to say, "Stop, Private, stop." Something like that, I can't exactly remember. And then you get out of the shower, and then you let the next people get dressed, brush your teeth, do what you can, while the others are waiting for 60 seconds. I had to do first guard at fire shift, so I'm like, okay, yay, I get to do fire guard, which is so dumb because basically all you're doing is cleaning, counting to make sure everybody's there, and so on. Next day we wake up, 4:30, go to PT, and a bunch of stuff. About a little bit into basic training, we're doing one of the conference courses. One of the after school courses is like the beginning of it, and we're doing it. I'm doing good. I'm like, I'm not doing too bad. Doing it, going over, back crawling under barbed wire, and we got to this one part where we have to climb a wall. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm doing it, and the person's behind me, "You can do it, Ella. You can do it, plumber," because we're all supposed to call each other by our last names. And I get to this one part where you have to shimmy across a pole. The pole hits. I get up there, and I go to scoot, and the pole hits my inner thigh, and it hurts. It felt like my hip just ripped. Like the muscles in my hip ripped, because how bad it hurt. So I'm shimmying across, and I'm shimmying across. I'm like, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. I said, it hurts. And I flip over. You have to flip under, and land on the mat. I did it. I fell, and I landed on the mat, but I'm holding my hip. And the drill sergeant looks at me. He's like, "Private, are you okay?" I said, "No, drill sergeant." I said, "I'm hurt." And he goes, "Go over to the athletic trainer." I go over to her, and I'm like, the pole hit my hip. I said, "My hip hurts." I said, "It feels like my hip is like my muscles are ripping." And she's like, "Okay, well, do these stretches. Can you do it?" I said, "It hurts." And she's like, "Okay, well, come to my," she's like, "tomorrow, come see me." And she's like, "But don't do the couples course afterwards." So I go tell the drill sergeant. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Just stand up on the side." watched other people do another act. I'm watching them do it, and I'm like, of course, I'm hurting, but I'm like, at least I don't have to do Jacob's ladder because that thing's really freaking tall and I hate heights. We end, and they're like, okay, go use the restrooms. You only got like 5 minutes to use the restrooms because we're marching back. And I'm like, God. So we start marching back, and I'm like, it's hurting really bad. Start marching back. I'm like, I'm pushing through it. Next day, we had to do this running, and it's hurting. My hip's hurting from running. And I start walking, and I get yelled at by the drill sergeant. I'm like, okay. But remember, we're supposed to do 60-20s, and my knee just starts hurting. Like, my knee and my hips are hurting, and I'm like, I gotta sit down. So one of the girls comes and stands by me, and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm in pain. It hurts. The next day, later that night, I signed up to go to athletic trainer. Because I'm like, I'm in a lot of pain everywhere. And I said, I'm not used to this. I'm used to like a little pain, but this pain is just feels weird. So the next day, I got home, and I just fill out this paperwork because you're gonna be patient, and I circled everywhere where I hurt. I hurt it in my shoulders, I hurt it in my knee, and I hurt it in my hips. The minute she saw my hips were circled, she goes, here's some crutches. And I go, crutches? I've never been on crutches in my life. And I'm like, I'm gonna be on crutches. And she's like, give me enough to go see the physical therapist. I give it to my drill sergeant. You know, my profile says I can't do this. And she's like, okay. Does that. Also, some crutches. I was also going to see a psychiatrist or going to a counselor, because I admitted to the sick home when I went one day because my ankles and legs were like getting really swollen, and I was like very concerned about it. They gave me a Tylenol, and I'm like, no, there's something else. There's another reason. And I told them. They're like, okay, you're gonna start doing this, start going counseling, and you might get discharged because you lied before you joined the army that you didn't have any mental disabilities. I'm like, not disabilities, but mental health issues. I'm like, oh God, okay. I get on the crutches, and I'm like, okay. Have to have people help you with, your tray when you're at lunch and dinner. We go through it. I was getting close to going to the gas chamber. It was like the day before, I think. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I had signed up to go to the doctor to get my ankles checked out again, because I'm like, this is not normal. The ibuprofen was not helping. And I told them, and they had me start talking to a doctor, and they're like, okay, we're gonna send you to the hospital. I get sent there with 2 battle buddies. We're in a van. I'm like, okay, please not on a Judy truck, because I was on crutches. We go there. They start talking. They're like, it's gonna be a while before, we can be seen. We call to get food, MREs, sure, those baggies. We get them, we eat, and then they call me in, and my 2 battle buddies to come with me, and they start asking me questions, start telling me, are you sure? I had one lady when I went to the hospital tell me that when I was telling her how I was feeling, that what I was saying sounded rehearsed. Like I was rehearsing this. Like I was rehearsing the fact that I wanted to kill myself. I'm like, no, it wasn't rehearsed. I'm telling you the truth. Kept telling them, they're like, okay, well, and then they asked me, do you want to put away for a while? I said, yeah. I needed to be safe. Not in a freaking company that was driving me to suicide. I go in and I get put in these clothes. They were so weird. Looked like scrubs, but wasn't. Then I go upstairs to 4th floor and just start getting signed in. They take my clothes, give me pajamas, and start getting me ready. While I was there, I'm like, okay, this is the bad. Sorry. It feels like I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna get help. More help than I was. When I got in there, I'm like, I'm gonna be alone. I'm not gonna know anybody. And then I remembered one of the girls that was with me disappeared. That was in my platoon. She disappeared, and nobody told me where she went. And I was kind of worried because I'm like, well, I knew where she was. She was in the mental hospital with me, and we were, we became really close in the hospital. Being there, I felt better. I was getting back on my medication. I was having, getting stuff to help me sleep better. The day of leaving a mental hospital, I'll make another video about my experience in the mental hospital, but I get picked up by one of the drill surgeons that is not the best drill surgeon because he wasn't really all that nice. We start going to duty track, and I'm like, oh god. We go back, and we give him all of our he has our paperwork about what we can do, what we can't do. We're not in training anymore because we're getting ready to be discharged. We were told 2 to 3 weeks was our discharge limit. Anyway, continuing on, we're sitting there in one of the main rooms where we do like classroom talk, and we're like, okay, what can we do? And one of the drill sergeants is talking to us. He's like, how are you guys? He's like, and this is about the time when they're not yelling at you constantly. They're like, how you guys doing? He's like, are you feeling better? Like, just kind of worried about us. We're like, yeah. He's like, do you know when you're supposed to leave? We were told 2 to 3 weeks. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, he's not this. He's like, this isn't for everybody. He's like, at least you tried. You gave it a try. And he's like, yeah, this is a couple girls that were friends come back and they see us and they're like, oh my god, you're back. And we're like, yeah. They're like, do you know when you're gonna leave? We're like, we were told 2 to 3 weeks. We're like, okay. A week goes by and we're like, well, we gotta turn in some gear. Like, when we didn't know when we were gonna do that. Another week goes by and they're like, okay, this is the day you're gonna go and turn in your gear. I was okay. So we had to turn in our Camelback, which was our water supply. And we're like, okay. We turned that in and now we have no water supply. It took them a week before they decided, oh, hey, yeah, you guys don't have a water supply. Let's go get you one. After we told our platoon leader twice that we don't have a water supply. We need a water supply. Let me tell you about it. Turning our gear in. We had to go 2 separate times. Actually, 3 separate times. 3 or 4 separate. Actually, 4 separate times. The first time, we didn't have. So, it was like that. Second time, we had the paperwork, but we were missing some people. Their stuff wasn't getting taken. Third time, happened again. And then, fourth time, finally, we got it all settled through. And one girl almost couldn't turn her stuff in because they didn't have her paperwork. Well, the drill sergeant's like, I am not doing this again. I am not making her come back. Gonna make a doctor appointment. So he's like, I'm gonna talk to the person and we're gonna get this done. We're like, okay. You're a really cool drill sergeant. And he does it. So we go back to the company and we're like, okay, so we got that done. That means we'll be leaving soon. It was about 4 weeks into being out of mental hospital. And we're like, okay, we have to go on a training event in the woods on a cold, cold day. We're like, fuck. We're like, well, maybe they'll put us with a different company. No, they forgot about us. They're like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to go. And we're like, we just turned in gear that, we basically would need out there if we were going out there. We're like, oh, but we'll provide you with, a sleeping bag. And we're like, okay. They provide us with a sleeping bag. Oh my god. And they're like, okay, you're gonna have to take some stuff out there with. We have no bag to take out stuff there with us. So we have to take laundry bags out there. We do that. And we go out there. Doing nothing but sitting down in the dirt and playing with the dirt was what me and my were doing. The girls in the mental hospital with. We were just playing with dirt. And that was it. We go to sleep and it was about 5:30 in the morning. I wake up because I hear a noise. I hear a drill sergeant. He's like, you need to get those girls. Are they up yet? No, drill sergeant, they're not. He's like, well, we'll wake them up. I'm awake, so I start, waking up, packing. Like, yeah, guys, gotta get up. So we go, and we get ready to do that. Well, the next day, after, getting up from that, we're like, oh yeah, we're in a freaking warm, it's like you're in a warm room again. And I'm like, oh god, it's warm. We're like, okay. Well, we're gonna go to the bubble, which was our little training area. And we're like, oh god, they're gonna do combatives. We go into this like big thing that looks almost like a great big greenhouse for like plants, but it's not. It's so cold in there, and we're sitting in there, and then they look at us non-trainees and then the people who are in profile, they go, hey, go to the company, they need some help with the company. We're like, okay. We go there, and they're like, yeah, you're basically just gonna clean the company, pick up around here. So we're doing that, and me and my friend were like, we're doing this, we're like, wondering when we're gonna leave. Then we're just sitting there and just, hanging out in the one room classrooms. And the sergeant comes up to us and she goes, hey, you girls are leaving tomorrow. We're like, oh. She's like, so I have all your stuff ready, you're leaving tomorrow. You don't have anything else to turn in, you're leaving tomorrow. And we're like, we're leaving tomorrow? Yep. She walks away. And me and her just look at each other. And we're like, oh, let's go to the bathroom. We go to the bathroom. And we just hug each other. We're like, oh my god, we're finally leaving. We're finally leaving this place. And we're like, oh my god, we're finally leaving. One of the girls that was doing stuff with us, getting her stuff to leave because she was injured. She's like, oh, you guys are leaving? I wonder if I'm leaving with you guys too. I'm like, well, we don't know. And she has one of the girls go down there and ask her. She comes back upstairs and she's crying. And I'm like, maybe she's not leaving. We're packing her stuff because we're like, okay. And we're like, because we need to pack it because we need to get everything that we don't need anymore. Turn it in the next day. So we do that. And we go to bed. We wake up in the morning at 4:30, and they're like, people who are non-trainees and profiles and people that are leaving today, if you're leaving today, come down and hang out in the room. Well, we're like, well, we have to tell drill sergeant we have to go, get changed out of our PTs into our civilian clothes. We go up there, he goes up there with us. She finds her bag, alright. I'm looking for my bag, and I'm like, I can't fucking find my bag. I'm looking at her like, I can't find my bag, and then I'm like, okay, there's one spot I haven't looked. I pick up the bag, I'm like, oh, there's my bag. My black bag. I put everything that was mine, everything I bought or was mine, in a black bag. I pick it up, I'm like, oh god, this is heavy. Do it. We go downstairs, and they start giving us our stuff, they give us our paperwork, and they give us our phones back. And I'm like, oh my god, I have my phone back. I'm like, maybe I have time to charge it so I have something to do on the way there. Well, they're like, don't take it out of the adjustment says, don't take it out of your bag yet. Wait till, we get to where I have to take it. We get to this spot, some building, we have our bags, and Joseph didn't know exactly where to go, because the sergeant was supposed to meet us there. The sergeant that was doing our paperwork. She doesn't meet us at first, and we're like, oh god, what are we gonna do? So we're waiting and waiting and waiting for her, and then she's like, oh, go to this, she calls her, and she's like, oh, go to this room. We go in there, and we were with other people who were leaving. It felt like it took forever to get through stuff. We got to play on our phones. I charged my phone a little bit so I could have it when I got on the plane, and was waiting outside for the bus to come pick us up. We were doing that. The bus, we get shipped to this place where we get picked up at. It was so cold. I'm like, I picked the room. Like, the day I left, it was warm, but now it's cold when I'm leaving. We get on the bus, and it's like it's gonna be like a 2-hour ride. I'm playing on my phone. I'm telling my friend from home that I'm coming home, and getting myself a ride to be taken home. When I get off the plane, we get to the airport, and we get my ticket, and my friend's like, asks one of the people, she's like, okay, I need help, I don't know exactly where my terminal is. They tell her it's on the whole other side, and she gets on I walk her to where she has to go, we hug and say bye, and I'm like, I'll message you when I can. And I didn't see her after that because I was going to Chicago to go for my first drop off, and then Peoria for my final drop off. But basic training was okay, but if you don't make it through, it's okay. You tried, and I tried. I didn't say but with my hips. I didn't have broken hips. I didn't have stress fractures. I just had muscle strains. Thank you for listening.